Hey, what's up guys? Just going back to Fate Grand Order. Last time we finished off Shimuusa, and man, it was really good. Also depressing. You had to see Danzo die, and Musashi, of course. But yeah, that's not all bad because we know she's a servant now, so it's like. You know, which I mean, I already knew that would happen because I already knew she was a servant. But that's neither here nor there. Point is, her life was cut short. Actually, would you consider it cut short? I don't know if I would consider her life cut short. Like, how old was she? I don't even know. Maybe 6. GACHA. Yeah, now we're moving on to Salem, the Forbidden Advent Garden. Which some people said this is their favorite, some people said Shimuusa is their favorite, so if it's on the same level as Shimuusa, I'm looking forward to it. Apparently this one is a lot of talking, like not a ton of like those battles, of course, but like it's more condensed talking over like a shorter period. If I'm remembering your words correctly, I think, but so my voice will probably die. But yeah, I assume the community favorite was Shinjuku. I don't know. I've had people in the comments say Salem, and oh, whoops, I accidentally clicked on Shimuusa. I was trying to scroll around, I accidentally clicked. My personal ranking is Seraph, Shinjuku, Salem, Shimuusa, Gartha. Yeah, I'm just going off what I saw in some comments and what I remembered from like stream chat. But anyway, I guess let's get into it. Pseudo singularity 4. Yeah, should be interesting. Sanson? Not bad at all. In fact, I dare say it came out rather well. What came out well?
Good morning, Sanson. Having a late breakfast? Oh, what a wonderful smell. Is that a crepe?
Isn't the actual French pronunciation actually like crepe? Like crepe? Like more like crepe rather than crepe? I feel like I vaguely recall hearing... I don't know. What a mash. No, this is a buckwheat... Gillette? Gelée? A what? I heard we procured some lovely ham and found myself hooked after spending some time with the chef.
So you're using ham, cheese, a soft-boiled egg, and... is that zucchini? It looks delicious.
That actually does sound pretty good. Thank you. I often had Gillettes just like this when I was growing up in Paris. They were originally a peasant dish from the Brittany region. It's even said they were served at the palace of King Louis XIV's mother, Anne of Austria. Ideally, I would have liked to pair it with hard cider, but...
Oh, right, exactly. You couldn't do that because we've run out, right?
Damn, but they gotta deliver supplies! That or the servants drink so much the supply line can't keep up. Like, damn, I delivered you more alcohol like a month ago. You already went through the 10,000 cases.
Apparently someone broke into the kitchen
And stole most of our alcohol. Okay, well, it had to have been someone within Chaldea, because I doubt any outsiders could get in and... Oh, it's Galette, or like Galette. Okay. So, who's a heavy drinker among the servants? I feel like Fergus drinks. Iskandar. Those are the main two that come to mind. I guess maybe Gil. Honestly, most of them probably drink aside from, like, Jean. Realistically, most of them probably. Jinke. That would... Yeah, probably Jinke. It makes the most sense. Because of the assassins. Because none of the Hassans would go for alcohol. Yeah, among the assassins, probably... Yeah, probably be her. She'd make the most sense to be able to sneak in and get it. Really? Was it a thief?
I think so, since a number of rooms also experienced inexplicable blackouts around the same time. That's why I'm on a case right now.
Yeah, get a mash.
Holmes has been preoccupied with something in the hangar lately, so it's up to me to be the detective
This time. I see. In that case, I'll gladly offer my assistance. Ever since the search for the 7 Holy Grails came to an end, what's brought me the greatest joy is the drastic improvements made to Chaldea's pantry. You glutton. It's thanks to them that servants like us can enjoy seasonal delicacies and flavors from around the world. I'm so grateful to be able to experience so many wonderful tastes, but ashamed to learn that there's a thief among us here in Chaldea.
Me too. Since Chaldea is still responsible for preserving humanity, managing our food stockpiles is important.
Well said. Oh, Robin. Now he'd be a one too. My head. I feel sick.
Good morning, Robin. You seem a bit under the weather.
Morning, Mash. Don't mind me.
Ugh, I can smell the alcohol from here. Robin?
He's clearly hungover. He must have drunk an immense amount to be this affected despite being a servant. Fortunately, this works out well. Here, Robin, drink this onion soup. It'll get you hydrated and replenish some of the salt you lost. If that doesn't cure your hangover, drink a glass of water with some baking soda to reduce the acidity in your stomach. No thanks, I'm not drinking that. I've smelled rotting animals that weren't so rank. There aren't even any medicinal herbs in it. I mean, it's not like you're a witch or an alchemist or... Ugh, my head.
I knew it. You're still in bad shape.
What help could you be if there was an emergency right now? I mean, you have like dozens, if not like over 100 other servants, right? Like, you don't really need him. Unless you need someone to perform espionage, but...
Won't you please consider taking Sanson's advice and having the soup? Also,
I'd appreciate it if you could tell me what happened last night, and please don't skimp on the details. Last night? Okay, if that's what you want. I couldn't care less what Dr. Frenchie's... Dr. Frenchie? Oh yeah, Florence. But I can't say no to you. Still, there's not much to tell. Not that much to tell. I just kinda ended up getting roped into a little drinking party the authors were having. Sometimes it's nice to just cut loose and drink like there's no tomorrow. Consequences be damned. You know? Anyway, the last thing I remember is Amadeus crashing the party and drinking the rest of the booze. After that, it's all blank. Ah, Amadeus. I swear the man is a bottomless pit where alcohol is concerned. He always shows up unannounced at parties, drains the wine cellar as if it were his own, and doesn't even pay a single cube to boot. Robin, were you perhaps sent to raid the kitchen last night as an errand boy of sorts? Now that you mention it, I think something like that might have happened.
I see. I'm glad I'm making progress. I knew I could resolve a small case like this without asking Holmes for help. At any rate, it seems clear that you were all getting plastered on Chaldea's reserves.
Indeed. What a sorry sight. Yeah, not all of us were brought up with the luxury of using proper knives and forks for our dainty little breakfasts. Unlike some nobles I know. I'm not a noble. Oh, is that so? Maybe you're not, but you aren't exactly one of us commoners either, are you?
What's going on with Robin? Does he have some sort of problem with Sanson?
An alarm. What does that tablet of yours say, Mash?
Let me see. It's a Type 3 alert. An abnormality has been spotted somewhere far away. I'll head for the command room.
Could we turn it down? The sound's the last thing I needed with this headache.
Robin, you need to take care of your hangover before you do anything else.
Agreed. Once you do that, I shall take you to see the chef. Got it. Take care, Mash. Don't push yourself too hard now. Why do I have a weird feeling about Robin? Looks like things have finally calmed down. Guess they've got a handle on the situation now. Well, it ain't any of my business. I'm A-okay steering clear of the limelight. All those hot-blooded hero types can handle demon schemes and threats to humanity just fine without me. You're definitely coming to Salem. This soup really does hit the spot. I mean, Robin, Sanson's not really the hot-blooded hero type either.
I'm here. What's the situation?
You're looking fluffy as ever. Fluffy? I guess.
Did you say fluffy?
I'm afraid I don't know what you mean by that, but thank you, Senpai. Yeah.
In fact,
You're looking kind of fluffy yourself, too. Like here, where you still got some bedhead.
okay, you two. It's too early in the morning for flirting, and the command room
Isn't the place? Damn, we're getting called out.
That's better. Now then,
Here's all the information we've got so far.
you can fix your bedhead while you listen, Ritsuka.
I'm good.
First of all, we know that the alarm originated in North America. We're detecting an incredible magical energy signature, but the threat level is fairly low, at least for now. At the moment, we're sending in a fleet of investigative drones to collect more intel and communicating with the local authorities. We're also coordinating with the North American branch of the Mages Association, since Caldius didn't observe this phenomenon. However, there aren't many association agents in North America, so I doubt they'll be of much help.
Where exactly is it coming from?
If you'll direct your attention to the screen, right here. This image was taken just by one of our stationary satellites. The United States East Coast, specifically an area north of Boston, Massachusetts. Come to think of it, it's still the middle of the night over there, isn't it? Even so, it's so dark. I don't see a hint of light anywhere. It's more like a crater than anything. That's right. It's pitch black, complete and total darkness.
What's concerning?
We can't detect so much as a hint of artificial light within a
Perfectly circular 7-kilometer radius.
This is no blackout or freak weather. Magecraft is the only explanation for something like this. Naturally, since it's covered in such total darkness, we don't have any other visual data.
Yeah. A little town called Salem.
As I recall, there was a port town here at this inlet. I think its name was...
Salem. It is the cursed name, both for the white man and for us.
Geronimo.
My presence was requested, and so I have come. I say, are you sure I can be of use, Da Vinci? My tribe knows little of the sea, after all.
I'm sure, Geronimo. In fact, you're the perfect warrior for the job. The proud members of your tribe have been attuned to that land's voice since ancient times, So we could really use your wisdom right now.
I see. So the situation has become so dire that you're making a formal request for my help. Yeah? Is that a problem? Very well. I'll be of assistance however I can.
What about the people inside the darkness? Are they alright? At the moment, we have no way of knowing. So far, the US Army's reconnaissance drones haven't picked up any sign of the local populace, or even any radio transmissions. Simply put, 50,000 people who just finished their perfectly ordinary day have inexplicably disappeared. I can only imagine what the White House advisors are going through right now
in the run-up to the inevitable press conference. Yeah, who knows?
That's terrible.
Could this be a demon god pillar? Probably. Probably.
You mean one of the demon god pillars that escaped when GACHA was destroyed?
Yes. I don't know what else I could be possibly referring to, so yes.
Yes, Ritsuka. This is almost certainly the work of a demon god pillar. That said, the extent to which it seems not to even be making an effort to conceal the insidious nature of this anomaly concerns me. Any other abnormalities we've dealt with over the past several months, like Shinjuku and Nagartha, the culprits try to keep their identities a secret. On top of that, both of those singularities occurred in the past. Hell, in Nagartha's case, it was so thoroughly hidden that it was literally miles into the ground. But that's not the case here. It's taking place right now, and it's so obvious that even the US government knows about it. Yeah, that is a bit of a problem. 'Cause, like, how do you hide the existence of magecraft in this case? Like, I'm sure it's probably being televised on the news across the entire country. Probably the world, realistically. So, like, neither of the other demon god pillars attempted anything like this, and that is truly worrying. Still, at least the singularity's on a much smaller scale. It reminds me of Fuyuki and how it's only covering a single town. Smaller scale only in comparison with what we have seen so far, you mean? But even now I can see this tragedy unfolding before my eyes. I pray that the dawning sun will chase away the curtain of darkness that has befallen this land. So what will you do now, Da Vinci? And you, my friend? We have to get to Salem. Gotta get in there and see for ourselves what's going on. Right, Senpai. I'm afraid to disagree. The time is not yet right. But there are people in clear and present danger. 50,000 of them, no less. We do not know for sure that this is not a trap. It's true. With how obvious it is, it could be. It's possible we may end up being glad that only tens of thousands of people lost their lives there. We're still very much in the dark ourselves. All we know for certain is what Da Vinci said. Never before have we seen such a bold approach as this. I sense that the demon god lying in wait in this darkness is more cautious and villainous than any we have yet faced. Da Vinci, have there been any updates in the investigation? Any further details come to light? Yes. There have been a few more updates, but I wouldn't get your hopes up. When the darkness first appeared, it quickly expanded to its current radius in just a few seconds before its progress suddenly stopped. Okay. Since then, it's remained completely static, at least from the outside. Mages from the Association have sent in familiars. We've lost contact with each and every one of them. Land, sea, low-flying air. No matter how the familiars attempted to infiltrate the darkness, not a single one of them is reported back. On top of that, the directors of Boston's Holy Church haven't been quiet about this either. This unidentified phenomenon precludes the use of spiritual evocations, sacrifices, runes, summoning circles, and anti-fortress and anti-army noble phantasms in the area around Salem.
These areas include parts of Beverly, Peabody, Danvers, Marblehead, Swampscott, and Lynn.
We regretfully report that we have not discovered any evidence of magical involvement,
nor can we completely rule it out in regards to the situation.
All that means this phenomenon has taken the church completely by surprise. So it's safe to conclude that none of the persons of interest they've been keeping an eye on have gone near Salem either. You can tell this is a real bitter pill for them to swallow, especially given how proud they are. It's a bit of a surprise for them to throw up their hands in bafflement like this. Well, it's not to say they're at a loss for words. One of them went on to add,
"Were to venture my personal opinion, I might say that it seems as if the very hand of God himself has laid waste to the earth."
Can you believe that? Sure doesn't sound like something a man of the cloth should go around saying, if you ask me.
Probably not. Well, it would appear to be a different God than the one their faith sees as the one true God.
I've heard rumors about Chaldea staff being stationed around the world for some time now. But I had no idea they were also working at Mages Association branches in the Holy Church. Of course they are. They're covert agents we've planted on site to blend into their respective areas. The Chaldea Security Organization hasn't just been sitting around twiddling its thumbs waiting for these stray demon gods to reappear, you know. These agents are just a part of our overall effort, though I have to admit that it wasn't easy finding people with no familiar or community ties to get to come work for us. Roman always excelled at hiring the right kind of people. He did leave behind a manual detailing his procedures, but it's just not the same. I'm sorry, this makes no sense. Well, Roman was the commander of Chaldea. There would have been no one to hire. Unless the chief medical officer was in charge of hiring before everything happened. But that would be weird. Okay. Still definitely helped. Once I knew where to look, it was just a matter of balancing the budget. I'm just gonna go with, I guess they had the medical officer doing recruitment. Which again, that makes no sense, but I don't know how else you'd look at it. Because, well, he was the commander. Yeah, it's okay. Once I knew where to look, it was just a matter of balancing the budget. I recruited mages, demonology experts, and exorcists, and stationed them in cities of interest. And Boston just so happened to be one of them. The other North American agents should all be gathered there by now. At this point, we're still just running recon. Since we're not on site ourselves, the best thing we can do right now is gather as much information as we can, and figure out our next move. So we wait for news from people we trust. Yeah, I guess that's all we can do. That's right. At times like this, there's nothing wrong with depending on others for help. You've really grown, Ritsuka. Trying to handle everything by yourself is the height of arrogance. It can lead you to terrible mistakes, and in the end, you're left with nothing but grief. I'm relieved to see that self-sacrifice isn't your answer to everything anymore. Still, isn't there anything we can do? Of course. Plenty, in fact. Now that the alert level has been raised, we're getting reports from all over the world. Somebody has to determine if they're authentic, and whether they're related to what's happening in Salem. I'd like you to handle that, Mash. Understood. You go, Da Vinci. Make sure she feels useful. Since she still can't fight. Now I think it's about time we pulled in a certain great detective to help us out. Oh, Holmes! Holmesy Poo! His work in the hangar should probably have gotten boring to him by now, so he'll probably be in his room or just wandering around Chaldea. Ritsuka, Would you mind speaking with Holmes yourself? Of course, I doubt you'll have much luck when he barely even pays attention to what Watson has to say. I see. Don't worry, we'll handle that too. I'll drag him in here by force if I have to. Just like Mrs. Hudson. Besides, Da Vinci? Have you been cooped up in here since last night? Oh, you noticed, did you? You're right. I was actually in the middle of testing a certain summon.
When the alarm sounded. Certain summon? Okay. Right.
Just between us, the timing couldn't have been worse. Even geniuses like me can make mistakes.
For a moment I was afraid I might unwittingly cause the second huge Chaldea explosion. Yeah, if you could not. Is there anything I can do to help? There are probably means in his section. Yeah, but how would hiring medical staff apply to maybe mistranslation? Google translating the JP line gives Roman was good at making these kinds of arrangements though. Well, left behind was a manual. Maybe the hiring part. Maybe that would make a bit more sense. Yeah, I don't know. You say you wish to have a hand in matters of paperwork. I don't think such orderly, delicate work is suited to your talents, friend. Yeah, but, I don't know, hiring for medical staff is one thing. I don't know about... I guess it could apply... I mean, I guess some of the basic principles could apply to overall hiring. But... no. Like Vegeta said, that's probably just mistranslation. I don't know. For the moment, why don't you wait until we're ready to act? You can catch up on your napping in the meantime.
I agree, Senpai. Please let us handle this for now. I may no longer be able to fight on the front lines, but in return, I'll do everything I can to support you from back here. That's the sort of Kohai I aspire to be.
Nah? Okay, creepy motherfucker.
Thanks for waiting, everyone. We're nearly ready to begin this operation now. What's more, this one will certainly end up being the final race shift.
Yeah. Yeah, final race shift. The
final race shift.
Surely no other event will happen. Why's that? Surely.
Because we now know this is the very last Demon God Pillar. The last singularity to be observed on Earth. We may not have been able to determine where the Demon God Pillars that escaped from the Temple of Time had hidden themselves. But we were able to find the distortions in space-time they created wherever they went. Not that we could have done that without the Chaldeus, of course. And it's those readings that are telling us this will be the last.
So, did we catch them up on what happened in Seraph? Because everyone lost their memories of everything that occurred there. So did we, like, after the fact, go through and write a lengthy report about what happened? I guess. And they were all like, oh shit, that happened? Alright.
The Majors Association and the UN have jointly decided to halt all race shift operations following the pseudo-spiritual transfer. After this, barring authorization from the new director being appointed in December, we won't be able to race shift anymore no matter what. That's disappointing to hear, but it does make sense. We shouldn't be race shifting after humanity is stabilized anyway, since it does involve time travel. Exactly. Which is why the race shift technology will be sealed away once we've dealt with this final instability. It's now been 72 hours since this large-scale disappearance occurred on the east coast of North America, with Salem at its center. Let me start by telling you what we've learned directly from our own investigation and information gathering. First off, we decided to call the darkness that sprang up out of nowhere to cover all of Salem the Mist. Given how it absorbs all visible light and other forms of electromagnetic waves, and doesn't obey any laws of physics, we are certain it's an instance of magecraft. Its scale remains unchanged since it first appeared, as I mentioned earlier, a near-perfect circle with a radius of 7 kilometers. Yap, it's been half an hour! We also now know that the mist extends upwards to an average altitude of 600 meters, yeah? It's easy to enter this area, but so far, nothing that's done so has made it back out. Every one of the unmanned vehicles, unmanned surveillance units, drones, and closed-circuit robots sent in by the US Army has been swallowed up by the dark. Either that or they simply ceased functioning the moment they got too close.
They have also tried using helicopters. I'm told they're called Apaches, to lower in sensors, but all of those ended up being destroyed as well. I guess he took offense to the helicopter name. So not even a single drone made it back.
I'm afraid not. Each and every one ended up broken and inoperable. A number of journalists snuck past the Army's blockade and went into the mist themselves, but that was rather stupid. Like, yes, all these drones and cameras we sent in have disappeared. That's fine. We'll just go in ourselves. That's perfectly okay. I guess their thought process is, hey, if I do make it back though, I'll have insane stories. I'll make it big in the journaling world. There's no sign that any of them have returned. The same is true of the trained animals that were sent in for reconnaissance. Poor things. Nor have we been able to confirm any birds or other wild animals either coming from or going into the mist. Curses. And then it has become a completely barren wasteland. A barbaric land of darkness that does not suffer even a single watt to pass. We next tried to fight magecraft with magecraft by bringing in our own mages. They sent in familiars protected by magical barriers, cyberdaemons, automata, and more. Unfortunately, despite the local staff's best efforts, those ended in failure too. But as of last night, we finally received word that a single attempt was successful, returning with valuable new information. Oh? What they got?
Could you not have just led with that? Oh god, how did I? Led with that and spared us all extra nonsense? I mean, what do the US Army's troubles really matter to us?
That's not the voice I used for him, but I don't remember what I did.
I mean...
Oh, there we go. I got it.
How dare you? Have you no respect for that sense of duty? My schedule is completely shot thanks to having to write the manuscript on such short notice. Just look at these bags under my eyes.
Now, my friend. I understand how you feel, but let us not make molehills into mountains. The important thing is that our work is now done. Our duty is past like a ship in the night. You there, leave that alone. We need it for dealing with the mist properties, and to prepare our future countermeasures. It's especially important that you understand this part, Ritsuka.
Why were you two writing a manuscript? That's a good question.
Oh, that. We poor, feeble authors were beset by a storm last night, but I believe your attention would be better spent on the matter at hand. The only thing that made it back was a single mechanical doll.
It was originally designed to be a clock before a puppet master mage disguised as a clockmaker repurposed it. Okay.
It's made out of oak gears, cast iron nails, and Embeline, a robot created without any modern technology whatsoever. This medieval robot managed to bring back sketches of what things are like inside the mist by automatically describing what it saw with its crystal pupils. Take a look at these.
I know it's probably not, but I'm choosing to believe it was Toko. I mean, it could have been. Never know.
Oh, I see. Yes, this is definitely Salem. A peaceful, run-of-the-mill village whose pious residents live their lives with integrity. However, this is not modern-day Salem. These sketches clearly show how it looked centuries ago.
Right. We cross-referenced them with our records, and found that they were identical to Salem in the late 17th century. Basically, the world within the darkness is 17th century Salem, as it was in colonial times.
Yeah, during a certain,
I see. That would mean it's still British territory then. No wonder the US Army was so completely useless. Be quiet. This cowardly invasion cannot stand. What about the 50,000 people who live there now? Remember, this is not the first time this land has been invaded.
As we've established, the recorded observations are of Salem in the 17th century. The only way the robot could make such observations is if the past has been faithfully recreated, or if some manner of magecraft is displacing the area itself. It's fascinating to ponder, but the effect this could have on humanity is immeasurable. This is almost certainly the work of a demon god pillar, still plotting to incinerate humanity. Demon god pillar. That reminds me. Geronimo. Earlier you said that the name Salem is cursed.
yeah, you're not, You know, with how learned Mash is, like, she knows not a lot about things, but, like, a little bit about a lot of things, as we've seen. I'm surprised she's not familiar. Even just, like, like, not even heard of the whole, you know, witch trial. Like, okay.
What did you mean by that?
That's all in the past now. It belongs to history. Do you mind if I tell this story, Mr. Edison? By all means. Though we may wish it weren't so, this remains a part of our nation's history. Very well then. The town of Salem and its neighboring lands were home to 3 tragedies. The first was plague. When the white man came to our shores, he brought with him an epidemic that nearly wiped out the Massachusetts tribe living in Boston Harbor. The second was war, albeit this war was more of a massacre. The Wampanoag tribe members, they managed to survive the plague, put up a valiant fight. But in the end, their chief's skull still became an ornament for the white man's village. Never mind that the white man only survived the cruel winter thanks to the resources the Wampanoag left behind.
Yeah.
In a stroke of truly bitter history, the state would go on to be named after the Massachusetts tribe, and these events to be celebrated as a national holiday. Finally, the third tragedy that took place in Salem was the witch trials. This time the white man went around killing his own kind. Fearing the devil's influence, they hung many innocent people.
And drowned. And burned. And
stoned. Yeah. I trust you now see why I called it a cursed land.
I do.
Well. Thing is, yeah. I mean, this is a good question, but it actually makes sense in calling it trials. It does make sense in context, is what I meant to say, because they put them on a trial, quote unquote, and said trial was usually full of people making up stories, and then to prove their innocence, they'd be like, oh, well, if you can swim, you're a witch, and we'll kill you anyway. If you die by what we're doing, you weren't a witch, but your sacrifice was necessary. Yeah, I'd say it was fucked up. Yeah. Wait, trials? I'm gonna go with this one. Haha. It may seem that way, but in truth, the two events were completely unrelated. Witches were never anything more than another creation of man's fevered imagination and infinite capacity for self-delusion. Fire burn and cauldron bubble. They are merely characters who only ever appeared in works of fiction. I may have made use of them myself in my own stories, but I have never once encountered the genuine article. I thought all 19 Salem witch trial executions were about hanging. Maybe. I could honestly be mixing in fictionalized versions of the event. That's very possible. I might be mixing in fictionalized tellings. Because I again, it's been 12 years since I last read anything about the actual event. Since then, it's all been, you know, like, it happening in media. So yeah, I could very much be mixing that in. I may have made use of them myself in my own stories, but I've never once encountered the genuine article. I mean, you yourself are now a caster, so I mean, you know. Seething. Chill, Media. Furthermore, and those who claim these fictional beings are real in order to serve their own selfish ends are simply in denial of that delusion. Poor Media, like, I'm right here. I'm literally a witch. I'm the Witch of Colkin. In my own time as well, people sense the truth through skin and scent. Even if they did really put pen to paper to express what they truly thought. That there is indeed a collective unconscious that fears witches and the curses. Now that some time has passed since then, I wonder what things are like in the modern day. I believe it is less irrelevant than we might think. I have no interest in determining where in history late 17th century Salem should fall. Nevertheless, it is abundantly clear that piety was not the only thing that Puritans brought to the New World. Those who loathe sin, who would judge sinners by their own hands, are inevitably the sort who wish to engage in sin themselves. Such people will always exist, no matter the day and age. It is a fundamental aspect of the criminal mind. So, what then is a witch? A criminal? A victim? The answer to that question has changed as people's beliefs have shifted over time. As one who understands the mysterious and the mystic, and rejects the guidance of an unknowable god, I would say the witch trials were exactly what their name suggests, a lawful process used to pass judgment on so-called witches. But all the testimonies were based off either people lying because they didn't like someone, or a trick of the mind, seeing something that may have seemed like magecraft or, you know, witchcraft, but was actually mundane. And wasn't there a case of women just being able to do math? Like, weren't one or two women killed purely because they understood basic mathematics? I could be mixing in a fictionalized version of it again. I don't remember if that actually happened in the real instance or not. I wouldn't be surprised, though. An attempt to manage the frenzied panic of a witch hunt in a stylish, civilized manner. Of course, offering madness a seat at the dinner table, after it comes barging unannounced, does nothing to change its inherent nature. Thus, the persecution of witches continued, unabated in the West, until it culminated in its final chapter in the New World. Ironically, in Salem, a land steeped in pious faith. It was there where the devil truly ran free, where reason and desire, scientific spirit and occult mindsets came together. You know, maybe the burnings and drownings I'm thinking of were from instances in Western Europe before Salem. Like from years earlier. Hang on. Sorry, dropped a empty bottle. Hang on. Which... It's either that or, again, fictionalized versions I'm thinking of. European witch trials were a period of mass hysteria, suspicion, and persecution lasting from 13th century to the 18th century, peaking between 1560 and 1630 when thousands were accused. The Great Hunt. Well, the accused were walks over. Witch trials in Europe. Execution. Yeah, burning at the stake, hanging, or in some regions, beheading. Alright. No mention of drowning, but... yeah. Okay, I think that's where I got it from. Enough. Put the violin away. What possible use could it be here? If you just want to hear yourself talk, then go to your room where you won't bother anyone. Oh, that's a bit long-winded. And here I thought I was being considerate by drawing the listener in with generous amounts of exposition. I think that's enough witch trial talk for now. For my part of the last few days, I've been investigating whether there might have been any changes in past events. Right? Like, you literally, like, gotta add some music to the story, really set the mood. I've been checking the repaired foundations over and over for signs of instability. I haven't overlooked anything, and yet... something is still going on. There's something about this singularity that's unlike any we've seen so far. Some small distortion that threatens the very rules of our world. Well, the data is indeed accurate, and this case is undeniably clear for all to see. Which would mean the culprit is closer to a god than a human. A demon god, to be precise. It is certainly no surprise that a demon god pillar would act veiled in secrecy, but even mysterious acts like this are bound by incontrovertible rules. However, these rules cannot be tested from the outside, To do so, one must venture inwards, to get, as they say, up close and personal.
Holmes is right.
We gotta.
If we can't get information that makes sense from the outside, then we have to investigate from the inside.
It's funny how I guess it makes sense that the units that get extra bond during this are the casters. Like, oh, we're getting persecuted here, huh? Thanks for fighting by our side, good buddy Ritsuka. We knew you had our backs. Really up that bond.
Master Ritsuka, as Caldia's acting director, I am formally requesting that you be the one to enter the mist. I want you to investigate whatever's inside. Rescue as many people as you can. Find the Demon God pillar and destroy it.
They said that the mist had electromagnetic properties that might have affected it, but if it's something else, then no, they haven't gone over it yet. I assume they will, though. If it's not the electromagnetic thing. Okay, but how exactly do I do that?
You're at MASH. Right. The mist-bounded field. We've conducted a number of tests in our analysis of the one automata that successfully returned, and learned that the mist eliminated anything made with post-17th century technology.
Okay, well, there we go.
And that's why the cutting-edge drones that were sent in ceased to function.
What's inside the mist?
Well, as the acting commander said earlier, there do appear to be humans inside. What's more, we believe they are leading normal lives despite their confinement.
Oh, that's good.
Normal lives? Then the people who live there are right. But wait a moment. Wouldn't they be panicked out of their minds? I know I would.
I'm afraid Unfortunately, we just don't know whether those people are safe. We haven't gathered enough information yet. As you saw from the sketches, the area inside the mist has changed completely. It appears to be recreating Salem, and the way its people lived their lives in the late 17th century. Whatever the reason for that may be, that's where we need to begin.
How did you learn all that from an automata alone? Inference.
This was information we got from the near future observation lens, Shiba. Incredibly detailed information, too. Especially given that it was observing something in present-day space-time. Usually Shiba isn't much help at all, so the whole staff was puzzled by why we were able to use it here. I'm sure there's a good explanation for it, but since we don't have the time to figure it out right now, I'm just going to chalk it up to an unexpected stroke of good luck.
Indeed. Truly, this is an act of providence. God has clearly seen fit to bless us in this dire time. Now we should hurry and find a way through that field, whatever it takes.
I agree, which is why Holmes and I put our heads together and came up with a possible strategy. A ray shift that results in the same era. And this way we can send you straight to the heart of Salem without you moving across time. However, there are two major conditions involved with this plan that I need you to understand, Ritsuka.
Okay, I don't like that, but okay, go on.
As I explained earlier,
We get one round-trip ray shift, period. Got it?
what's more, the number of people we can shift is severely limited.
The association's already forced us to shut down the reactor in Chaldea's basement. That's unfortunate. So we only have enough remaining magical energy for one last large-scale round trip.
But there are exceptions to every rule, eh? Just goes to show you can't cross a bridge until you come to it.
We're not operating independently anymore. We can't afford to be optimistic or even pessimistic. As for the second condition, you'll need to dress for the occasion, so that you don't stand out in late 17th century Salem. Think of it as officially sanctioned cosplay. It may sound silly, but we believe it will be essential to letting you move around in Salem unimpeded.
Sounds great to me. I'll go first then. You can't.
Yeah, Edison, buddy, you, even if you wore a costume, you, how do I say this? Your face will stand out. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Edison, you just... It's not gonna work out, man.
Why not?
Bill, tell them.
She calls him Bill? Okay.
Indeed. Once we learned all this, the Lady Da Vinci asked us to come up with a scenario for infiltrating the area. I nearly fainted when I first thought she was asking me to sneak in, so you can imagine my relief to know this is not the case.
Yeah, she was just... I guess she asked him to come up with the costumes, since he's... isn't he a little bit later? I mean, I guess close enough, right?
You do know you don't have to share every thought that comes into that swollen head of yours, don't you? Aha! After all, we servants are but a band of fools and eccentrics. As such, we are well suited to being actors. Thus, in this scenario, you will visit Salem as part of a traveling group of performers. A troupe, if you will. Humph. What a joke. The great William Shakespeare reduced to writing a script for a glorified circus act. I knew even before you put quill to paper that, taking into account the inexperienced actors and the uptight audience, there was no way the script would be suitable. Aha! Now, Anderson. There's nothing more delightful in a story than a surprising and well-conceived twist. In this case, we hardly need world-class talent. Of course, they'll need to be able to perform in some fashion, or the whole ploy will be for naught. But a troupe is, by definition, a place where those who are otherwise unable to earn a living drift together, which makes it perfect for camouflage.
Wait, hold up. You mean we're going to be performing?
Yeah! Is there a problem with that? I think it's a pretty clever idea myself. As for which servants will actually be joining this troupe, I decided to choose them myself, taking Bill's opinion into account, of course.
Let me tell you, it was a terrible headache, coming up with a scenario that fit these rank amateurs. Still, that's not to say it wasn't fulfilling. Go ahead and knock yourselves out with this manuscript. Just make sure you pay in full and up front.
So then, neither Shakespeare or Anderson will be joining this mission?
For some reason I thought he was closer to 1800s. I don't know why.
What about you, Geronimo? I'm sure Senpai would be greatly relieved to have you along.
I'm sorry, Mash, but I can't do that. I wasn't cast in this operation either. No doubt they thought my inclusion would lead to unforeseen difficulties, even as a member of a troupe.
Yeah.
I would like nothing more than to help, but not if it means putting my friend in danger.
Oh, I see. On the flip side of that, what's gone into you, Medea? You loathed this idea from the moment you heard it.
You said you'd refuse even if we used a command spell.
Does the fact that you've been standing around without making a peep mean you still haven't made a decision? Well, I guess I'm still thinking about it. You want to send Medea to Salem?
Are you serious? You send the literal witch?
Even if she's just going to pretend to be a troop member, that's far too dangerous. After all, Medea really is a...
Exactly. Regardless of Medea's extenuating circumstances, sending a real witch to a place famous for witch hunts is the height of folly. Ugh. Boring, dull, dim-witted. I should have expected no better from a response from a lion.
Quite. There's not a hint of humor or adventure to be found in it.
Indeed. Couldn't have said it better myself. Huh. Go ahead and laugh if you want. I'm used to being ridiculed by selfish so-called geniuses. But this is neither the time nor the place to be discussing humor or fashion or patterns. There are American citizens who've been swallowed up by this darkness. Their very lives are at stake. And if you want to be funny, then save it for the movies.
I understand you're very patriotic, but I'm afraid things just aren't that simple. This may be the modern day, but we're dealing with a world from the past, and a town of witch hunts where external support just isn't an option. Common sense alone won't get us through this. We need a specialist expertise.
Hey, Byakuran.
That's why we're counting on Media to serve in an advisory role. If a demon god is behind this, then it's going to be an extremely difficult mission. And there's no one better suited to
Find the line between the superstition and magecraft than her. Yeah, I guess.
Of course, we really didn't expect this request to
upset her like it has.
But if she changed her mind after sleeping on it, then all's well that ends well. But... settle down. There's no problem here. Huh? No, wait. Let me try that again. There's no need to make a fuss over things that haven't come to pass, Mash. I swear by Hecate that I won't let any harm befall Master.
What's this? Are you feeling a bit off today or something?
I was just in a bad mood last night. Anyway, it's up to Master to make the final call. Am I wrong, little writer?
I'm getting chills. There's something seriously wrong with her.
What about you, Mash? If we got into trouble, Mash wouldn't be helpful as she is. I'm sorry to say.
I can't. I was never part of the cast to begin with, so... Anyway, now that you're all caught up, I'm going to go ahead and begin the race shift preparations. In the meantime, Ritsuka, I want you to brief everyone we chose to accompany you. Remember, we don't have a lot of time before you need to leave. I especially want you to keep in mind that this is our one and only chance to race shift.
That expression she had after we had that little exchange with Mash, and then the expression she had when saying this is our one and only chance to race shift. We're bringing Mash with us, aren't we?
Oh.
Also, don't answer that. I want to see for myself.
This? It's the file for this mission. Did you already finish your briefing? Me? Don't worry, I'm fine. I've been working pretty hard these last few days, but I'm feeling better now that I've had a bit of a break. Compared to what you and everyone else who's about to head to Salem must be going through. I'm sorry, you're right. Looking back now, I have been a bit discouraged. It goes without saying that at this point, but I'm not a combatant anymore. For now. I'm Da Vinci's assistant, and a summoning circle engineer. Having an ordinary Chaldea staff member like myself
Go to somewhere like Salem.
would only put me and everyone else in danger. I just wish there was some way I could be useful. Useful. That's it.
What? Mash? What'd you come up with?
I'm sorry, Senpai.
I just remembered something urgent I have to do. Okay.
Now if you'll excuse me, I have to prepare right away. See you later.
Alright. Now that was some impressive Kohai power. Indeed it was. Well, is she found something to bring up her mood?
Okay. It looks like everyone's all set. We'll be sending a party of 6 into Salem, including Ritsuka. Once again, do not let your guard down after making your way past the bounded field. Make sure not to say or do anything that would give away the fact that you aren't originally from the 17th century.
We'll try.
Alright. Initiating ray shift sequence.
Wait! Please take me with you to Salem. Yes.
Well now,
That's a pretty last-minute request.
but I'm afraid we've already filled all the roles we need. There aren't any other... Yes, there is.
I've heard that troops like these have a prompter who works behind the scenes to feed the performers their lines. Uh-huh. Did you go and memorize the manuscript?
In that case, I believe Senpai
I will need a dependable Kohai to be her secretary.
don't worry about the scripts.
I've already learned them all by heart.
I dare say you won't find a better prompter than me on such short notice anywhere. So once again, I request to accompany the rest of the troop. Of course, I'm certain I can be useful as an on-site
Chaldea staff member as well. I second that request. Let's bring her. Let's go.
You memorized our entire script. Well, I'm impressed. I certainly can't argue with that. What do you think, Mr. Showbiz? Does your script need a bit of support?
My script is nothing less than perfection itself.
However, even a perfect script means a little without actors to bring it to life. A prompter to feed the performers on stage their lines, you say?
Such a role could well be crucial to ensuring the success of a performance put on by an amateur cast.
Above all, I cannot help but commend her for memorizing the entire script. As such, I'm more than happy to support Mash's request. Besides, if the troupe cannot perform convincingly, they are certain to come under suspicion. To be honest, I think this would be a great help.
What do you think, Geronimo?
I'm afraid I can't concur.
G-Man, please!
Having a young girl accompany a troupe of performers is bound to invite misunderstandings. It would be dangerous even without the threat of combat, but I will say that Mash seems to have taken all of that into consideration. In which case, I believe this is Master's decision to make.
What if we say she's I mean the troop leader's little sister? Yeah, sure, why not?
Little. If anything, I believe Mash would be more convincing as your older sister. I'll warn you now, Ritsuka. Such a pretense would only invite further
suspicion.
Me?
Playing Senpai's older sister?
I can see you're set on this. Any of the party members don't appear to have any objections. If Ritsuka's okay with it,
Then I have no real basis to refuse Mash's request.
but let me give you this warning. Integrity won't keep you safe in a world of abnormalities. Sometimes you'll need to be straight up
The sophist, or to look the other way. Yeah.
At times like that, you'll need to weigh your own principles against the mission's success. Understood. I'll keep that in mind.
I'm counting on you, Ritsuka. Good luck.
Okay, everyone, we're off to Salem!
Alright then. In that case, I hereby issue the Remnant Order's final command. Master Ritsuka will arrive at the Salem Singularity at the current time. Make sure you make full use of all your experience to date, and see to it that you come back safely from this especially
exceptional mission. We will try but there are no guarantees. You never know what could have. Oh?
Excellent. Everything looks good with the race shift.
Does it?
Okay, let's get back to our monitoring duties. All servants remain on standby until further notice.
Do you think it was a good idea to let her go along? I knew that Mash would want to go. You were the one who was most against it, Da Vinci.
I've nearly been
Accused of being witch myself.
Oh, not in a broom flying, wand wielding,
People cursing sense. So much as being thought of as a heretic.
Somebody claimed that the autopsies I did, for research for evil rituals. I'm sorry to say that back then, I didn't handle it very bravely. Instead of standing up for what I believed in, I found myself at a loss for words. I turned my back on the truth, and had to lie about who I really was. Over time, that kind of pressure starts to eat away at you. It's like poison more than anything else. I just thought that Mash was a little young to go through that kind of torture.
Don't be silly. Those two have all seen nearly every side of humanity by now. The ugliness of the witch trials should put a nice bow on the whole thing.
Yes.
Besides, the very notion of sending a troop of performers into a Puritan village was utter lunacy from its genesis.
Ah, indeed. Fighting fire with fire, as they say. Media, if you're here, who, that might be a problem. Huh? Where are Ritsuka and the others? Did they already leave?
Huh? What are you still doing here?
What's going on? Was there a problem with the race shift? Oh, we seem to have gotten our twist rather early in the story. How delightful.
Ah, this is delightful. This is terrible. Is there no way we can contact them?
I've been knocked out this whole time. That wasn't me who went along. That was someone pretending to be me, using magic as a disguise.
So we're dealing with someone capable of outwitting a witch. This is bad.
Yeah. If you're here then, who's the media who went to Salem?
Well, no one should have been able to break in to Chaldea, I would think. So it had to have been a servant, right? I'm guessing Holmes. It has to be Holmes. He's a master of disguise. And he seemed rather intrigued by this whole thing. And we didn't see him during the talk right then, even though we saw him in the previous one. So it's Holmes. It has to be Holmes. It's absolutely Holmes. That's a long one. Weekend. Okay. Well, obviously that's gonna be Sanson, Robin Hood, Holmes. So okay. I'm gonna leave these casters in because I want their bond bonus. So, and Satanta is really close to his next bond up. So this team will stay as is. Draco may need to carry. We'll see. We'll see. Start quest. Unknot before dawn.
Does this mean we've made it inside? It looks like we're in a forest outside of Salem, sometime before daybreak. I mean, that is what we were trying for, but it's so dark even for night.
Is everyone alright?
No, I'm still getting my bearings here. Sure doesn't feel too hospitable though, I'll tell you that much. I figured it'd be pitch black inside the mist. It was actually a lot brighter than I thought.
I'm impressed, Robin. I should have known you'd have great night vision. I can barely see a thing. Do you think you could take guard duty?
Sure, you got it. Now let's check our watches against the stars later to make sure we're all synced up too. Well, that didn't take long. I've already got eyes on someone suspicious. Looks like a guy, but that's a witch if I ever saw one. Just look at his beady evil eyes. Are you talking about me? That's rich. If I were you, I'd hope no one mistakes me for a bandit and shoots me.
Oh. I mean, that makes sense. But I honestly didn't expect her. Like, yeah, it makes sense now that I know she's here, but okay.
Stop that, you two. You should at least try to act like performers. What if someone overheard you?
Good point. Wait, what the? Damn, you scared me. Oh, I know you. You
Wait, Prince? I thought... Did they gender bend them, or is that a dude and he's cross-dressing? I don't mind either way. I'm just I'm confused. when I saw them for the first time, I thought they were gender bent. Okay. Gender bent but complex. Okay. Because yeah, when I first saw them, yeah, okay. That's okay.
You've been standing there so still that I mistook you for a wax doll.
Dolls lack capacity for thought.
Not exactly in Fate Nezzo was male, but the second body was made female. Okay.
You show no sign of thought. Does that mean you're a doll?
Ouch, it's harsh. Guess I deserve that. Sorry, just forget to say anything.
Story involved resurrection, and Fate that resurrection was female. Okay. That makes sense. Is everyone here, Mash?
Just a moment, Senpai. Slowly but surely, my eyes are starting to adjust to the dark. Over there, is that?
Not Media?
Media? It is you, right? Can you come closer, please? We need to stick together right now. I know. Very shifting. Whoever thought it was a good idea to combine magecraft and science? I don't think I'll ever get used to this feeling. Anyway, that's all 7 of us, including Senpai. Everyone, please make sure you have all your things, then we'll be on our way.
Okay. Let's go find the village.
Man, I can't believe we're all stuck walking. You'd think Da Vinci could have planned something a little more convenient. Besides, if we had covered a wagon to ride in, it'd go a long way towards helping the locals buy what we're selling.
True.
You really do love complaining, don't you? We were only able to bring a bare minimum of equipment we need. We'll just have to make do with what we've got. That's always how it is with race shifts. If we need anything else, then we procure it on site. Yeah, I know. We're traveling performers, so we don't have a whole lot to our names. I guess it should be honored that the bard himself came up with our little bit of theater. Come to think of it, we ought to decide on a name for our merry band. Any ideas, Master?
I was wondering about that too. We should figure that out before we run into anyone.
What? This is horrible. The Ritsuka Company.
The Ritsuka Company, huh? That's great. What's so funny? It's not all that bad. You really don't have any manners, do you? I'm sorry, I was a little too witty for you. I didn't know you great scholars were so hard-headed. I gotta say though, don't you think that it's not all that bad, as kind of condescending as praise goes? I didn't mean it like that, but now that you mention it.
I know what you meant. No, don't worry. You didn't offend.
Thank you, Ringmaster. You're very kind.
Senpai? I can't help but notice that Robin and Sanson are always at each other's throats.
A Greek witch, an English hermit, a French executioner, a Chinese girl with a spear, a Dutch exotic dancer, and a Japanese teenager, and whatever mash looks to be walking tonight. Nothing, surely. Surely. It's fine. Actually, that's a good point, actually. I kind of assumed MASH was probably meant to... I assumed they made her to be English looking, maybe? Because I assume the Animospheres are English. So I assume when designing her, that's what they went with. But oh. Yeah, probably just vague European. Yeah. Well, one's the poster boy for irreverence, and one of them is basically Mr. Reverence, yeah.
Whatever. I know we prepared for it. But it's not like we're for sure gonna put on a play. I just as soon not cross that bridge if I don't have to.
Don't worry. I can always entertain with my dancing. Besides, we also have 2 beautiful stars right here, right? Me. I know that Nez is an important character in many Chinese operas, like Journey to the West, but you're not also talking about me, are you? I sure am. If I have to, I'll even bring Master up on the stage.
You know, in terms of womanly appeal, I think if Media removed the cloak, she'd probably maybe not quite be on Hari's level, but you know, probably above Neza and Mash. Probably. I can hear this some game of mashes.
So Senpai.
If that is your wish, Master, I shall do my best. I believe the expression is knock them dead.
but not literally.
That doesn't mean actually kill him. It's all pretend, got it? So don't go shooting at us or the audience. No, and there's one last thing I want to make sure of. And I get we're gonna try to explain away our outfits as being performers' costumes, but isn't it gonna be a problem that we've got some obviously Asian people here with us?
Probably. I feel like yeah, I feel like Asian, like, immigrants and, like, peddlers trying to start, like, a business in North America wasn't until another 100 years or so. Like, mid to late 1700s. So it'd be a bit odd. Yeah, that could be a little bit of a problem.
I think we should be okay there. I was concerned about how Senpai would be received here, so I checked our historical records.
Oh, did it happen earlier?
The late 17th century was also the tail end of the Age of Exploration. At the time, most of the interest in colonization had moved to the New World. But Europe already had a strong connection to Asia thanks to the East India Company. They regularly imported spices from Southeast Asia, textiles from India, and tea and ceramics from China. So since Salem was a British colony and would later go on to be a thriving port town with lots of trade, the people here may not exactly see Asians every day, but they also shouldn't be so unusual that it would make them distrust us.
That's a good point. I forgot it was port. Yeah. Okay. If it was further inland, it might be a problem, but I guess here, yeah, it's safe. Ish. As safe as you can be during the Salem witch trials, I guess. Which debatable.
That's so. Figures that he would be one of the great British Empire's 3 base desires.
True. Tea, beans on toast, and jellied eels. That's all 3 right there.
Be that as it may, we should still prepare ourselves
To be treated with prejudice.
Yeah. Indeed. What's more, we don't know for sure that the culture here is the same as 17th century Salem from our history or not.
True.
By the way, Ritsuka, is there a way for us to contact Chaldea here? Uh-huh. You mean our communication device? Didn't Da Vinci explain all this to us herself, Medea? I was present as an assistant myself, but I was preoccupied with making sure Senpai didn't nod off. Yes, of course.
I just wanted to review the information, given how important it is. Yeah! Yeah, okay. What was the deal with that again?
There, you see. Oh, Senpai. I have a special device for that purpose, though it will take time to set up. So we won't be able to report our safe arrival back to Chaldea until that's done. Can anyone at all use that device? No, only Senpai. Ordinarily, this area wouldn't permit any kind of magical communication at all. But I was told we can get around that by linking the key mechanism to the Senpai's command spells. Since Senpai has a strong connection to all the servants still at Chaldea. However, this method makes use of a back door, a byproduct that sorts that happens when Shiba acts up. So so I believe it will only be used for this particular race shift. That said, it's not as though we're pressed for time. The important thing is that our race shift here was successful.
I see. They really thought this through.
Is there something important you need to contact Caldia about? No.
I was just curious.
Uh-huh.
Hold it. I see light up ahead. It's a campfire.
Oh, does this mean we're already at the center of Salem?
I don't think so.
I doubt it. If that were the case, we'd be seeing fields long before even a hint of houses. There's a fair few people I can hear them chattering amongst themselves. We gotta keep out of sight and move in for a closer look.
Servant? Or is she a servant here?
Do you all have your white ash branches? These are our magic wands. Now it's time to rap on the door. Tap it 3 times against the earth. Against the invisible door. Rat-a-tat, rat-a-tat. Rat-a-tat, rat-a-tat. Tap. This door leads to the world beyond, and once it's open, a spirit will appear and gift us with a prophecy. What's your prophecy, Abby? It'll tell you things about the future. About the future you desire. The boy of your dreams. And also glimpses of a far, far away world that's nothing like our own. The spirit will whisper what you must do to make your dreams come true. I want a dress that's even whiter than snow. Something that's sure to catch his eye.
I want to be a brunette with hair dark as a raven's feathers. Okay.
I want to know who I'm going to marry one day. Eek!
Okay then, everyone.
Make your wish as you throw your wands into the fire. Shall we sing the Tubo's magic spell too? Yes, let's.
I don't like the eyeless children. I don't enjoy that.
Okay. What the hell is all that? They look like they're girls from the village, but they're all acting, well, crazy.
Look how much fun they're having dancing. I wish I could join them.
But what are girls that young doing out this late at night?
Summoning spirits, apparently.
Could it be a trap? Or some sort of magecraft ritual?
Do you sense any magical energy, Media?
No, but... Oh, this is bad. Very bad.
What is?
If anything, the opposite. I sense nothing since we came here. Our magecraft has been severely weakened. Here, let me prove it. Robin, Sanson. Dancing girl.
Can you change to your spirit forms? No.
Huh? No, I can't. What's going on here?
Oh no. Are you no longer servants? Don't tell me you've been incarnated.
Would they be trapped here if they got incarnated in this time? Because the race shift sent their entire ether body, right? Because they're made up of magical energy. So if they have human skin, but they weren't race shifted as a human, would they be stuck?
No, it's not what this is. It feels more like I've been crammed into a temporary human body than anything. I thought the Spiritron conversion felt a little weird, even after the race shift. Man, this is gonna be a real pain in the ass. Who goes there?
Hi.
Who are you? Robin, lower your bow. It's just a child. Damn it, I let my guard down when we got here. If she overheard what we were just talking about. Hi there, young lady. What brings you out here?
You're outsiders. Senpai?
Are those girls over there friends of yours?
Friends? I don't have any friends.
Oh. Hello there. I'm sorry if we startled you. As you saw, that scene's not yet ready for their performance. Oh wait, I think I got that wrong. At first I thought he was trying to put on a really bad British voice to try and seem normal, but I guess he's playing up his Frenchness. Ahem. I don't know how to do a French. No.
But don't worry. We're not. That accent. Are you a French soldier? A fugitive? I have to get out of here.
I guess something happened with the French?
Uh-oh. She ran off into the woods.
You there?
Sansa and Mash, wait. We can deal with her later. Something's going on near the campfire. Master?
Did their summoning work? Or no, I guess not.
Stay together, everyone. They'll pick you off if we get separated. What's going on? Why are there wild beasts so close to the village? Come on, Abby. Let's get out of here. Oh, wait. Let me get a piece of firewood. Otherwise... Ah! We have to stay together. Get back.
Riot.
Huh?
Man, these New World beasties sure are rowdy.
Who are you?
Someone to save you?
Just an old dummy who didn't realize he'd been surrounded by wild beasts, young lady. Too bad none of them seem like they'd make a good dinner. Hell, they look hungrier than we are.
Demonic presence. These beasts. Beasts no longer.
Ringmaster. You don't mind if we throw down with these things, right?
By all means.
Wait, Ringmaster. We need to help these girls first.
Matahari, you and Mash get the girls somewhere safe.
Yes, Ringmaster. Your village is down that way, right? Then let's get going.
Let me guess. We're gonna catch up to them after this fight, and Mash and Mash and Mata aren't gonna be in a good spot. By the way, do you want me to turn up the game audio? Oh, they cut it in half. That's a wee problem.
Just a wee bit.
Hang on, I'm gonna turn up the game slightly. Alright, alright, this should kill him. Alright, more wolves. Alright, get rid of this guy first. You know what? Let's just get No, we'll do this first. We'll use the Noble Phantasm on one of the others. Or maybe not. I was hoping a full combo would have still done it, but I guess not. You know what? I don't know why I wouldn't use this. Oh, is Neza AoE? Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, it is. Didn't kill any of them, though. Okay. That makes sense. I thought it would kill the center one at least, but no. We're too weak. Too pitifully weak. There you go. Damn! I forgot how hard that hit with the teapots. Ah, feels good. Feels real good. And done. And I'll go ahead with Master. You guys finish up here. Something bad is gonna happen to Sanson. He's been left alone with Medea. What's going on here? Well, I guess Neza's here too. It's lucky that these creatures weren't too strong, but...
It seems our strength has been halved.
Indeed. The strange false incarnation has more dire effects than I thought. And at this point, we may as well be human. We might be in for some tough battles down the road.
Yes, it is difficult, but worry not, Sanson. The Buddha always watches and protects in forsaken lands.
That's very reassuring, Neza. How'd it feel to you, Medea? Oh wait, did you sit that battle out?
So it only affects combat.
What is it, Medea? Don't tell me you're upset that we beat them before you could.
True, we may have overdone it. That albino girl saw us fighting.
I see. That could be very bad.
Do we silence her?
No.
Be careful how you say things, Neza. I'm merely worried about one of those beasts attacking her. I'm gonna take a look around.
Okay. I'll examine these beasts in the meantime. Are you alright, Senpai? Senpai? Oh, I mean... Thank you for helping us. We couldn't have escaped from those mean beasts otherwise. You saved our lives.
Sanson, Neza, and Medea are putting out the campfire. They'll be here soon.
Oh goodness. Are you okay? Here, I've got you. I'm sorry. Now that we're out of danger, I was just so relieved that my legs gave out.
I'm Ritsuka. Can I ask your name?
Ritsuka? Of course. I'm Abigail. I live here in Salem. Who are you people? You don't look like sailors or merchants. We almost never get pilgrims or travelers here. And you're all wearing such strange clothes. We're the Ritsuka Company, a band of traveling performers. This is Ritsuka. She may be young, but she's still the ringmaster
Our troop is named after. Yeah, this is definitely, yeah, this is definitely gonna fool her.
We got lost on our way to Salem and ended up here in the woods. Performers? Oh wow. You mean you came all this way from Boston? That's wonderful. I've never seen a real play before. Everyone's going to be so happy.
Are they? By the way, do you know today's date, Abigail?
Oh, please call me Abby, Miss Ringmaster. Today's date? Well, it's already past midnight, so that would make it April 21st. Yesterday was the Sabbath. The year too? Oh,
It's the year of our Lord 1692.
1692. Of all the years to come to Salem.
Hi.
Abigail, who are these people?
Oh, Uncle.
I don't know what you were thinking, taking the other children out into the woods in the middle of the night. But I'll deal with that later.
Yes, Uncle. As for these people, Uncle, they're...
Now, is he gonna buy it? Okay, he's smiling. Okay.
Well now, traveling performers,
Yeah.
The other girls tell me you saved them from a pack of wild beasts. And you're the troop's ringmaster, eh, Miss Ritsuka? You must let me express my thanks. Let's see. It would be quite difficult to find a decent inn in Salem at this hour. And I can't have such upstanding young men and women staying at the same flop house as those ruffians from the wharf. Why don't you all come stay at my home, if that's alright with you?
Okay, he seems like a decent fellow. Maybe. That sounds great, thank you.
Wow. Do you mean it, Uncle? That's wonderful. It's the best news I've heard in my whole life.
That's a bit sad.
That's enough, Abigail. You put all of your friends in terrible danger. Once we get home, you'll go straight to your room. You'll have only water tomorrow for your breakfast and lunch.
Okay, yeah, send her to her room, sure, whatever, but starving a child is not, that's not how you discipline them, no. But I guess it is 1692, so I guess maybe it's normal.
And of course, you're forbidden to speak to our guests until I give you permission.
Okay, I understand. I'll do as you say.
Oh yes, I still haven't introduced myself. I am Randolph Carter, a scholar. And I adopted Abigail as my own daughter after her parents, my sister and her husband, passed away. Now then, it's getting rather chilly and we can talk more tomorrow. You'll feel much better after you've rested up from your journey in a nice warm bed. I'll have Tatuba fix you something to eat too.
I'm hopeful that he's a decent guy, but I'm not holding out too much hope. Also interesting how Their residence is at the very edge of the town. Interesting. Almost like they're outcasts, but they have a very large house. So I guess everyone kind of does. Right here. I don't know. I'm sus of him, but I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. For now, Mr. Carter. Hi. Fitting name. Oh, I just realized something. Ooh. This is before the Civil War. Ooh. Yeah, surely she's just his wife, right? I mean, heck, before the Revolutionary War. I just, yeah, surely she's only his wife. Nothing else.
Phew. Thank you for fetching the water to Tuba. I guess that'll be my lunch today. Aw, please cheer up, Miss Abby. Where are our guests? Inside. Uncle went off to see the Reverend. I'm sure I'll be scolded again later. I see. I'm sorry to hear that.
How's the comms coming along, Mash?
I double-checked everything. Senpai, but I'm afraid...
It's not working? Well, that's not good. I guess not even Da Vinci's inventions always work perfectly.
Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. Let's not gonna worry about that. Why are you making those noises with that with the blush on?
Neza, try swallowing your oatmeal before you speak. Come to think of it, weren't you supposed to be, smarter? Cause stuffing your face when you're a guest in someone's home isn't really a good look, Especially when it's in a village that doesn't exactly seem to be overflowing with wealth. Besides, oats are for horses, not people.
I could do a much better job of
Preparing this dish, even with the same ingredients. This village just doesn't have the luxury of caring about food. Yeah.
I do feel hunger in this body. It must be an effect of this false incarnation. Of course, I expect we would be regarded with suspicion if we were never seen eating.
Yeah.
Try not to be so uptight about it. It'll make things a lot easier if we go around playing up our images
As a bunch of weirdos.
I was actually able to check out the entire village. I also spread word about our troop a bit, to make sure you guys play along.
Wouldn't her and Neza be, like, even if they're performers, be kinda get weird really weird looks? Even potentially rude words thrown at them for how they dress? Like, dressing this provocatively was not seen in a great light. In fact, it's rather scandalous to have near full butt cheek on display.
I also spread word about our troop a bit, just to make sure you guys play along. You already finished investigating the area? It's not even afternoon yet.
Way to go, sis. Like you always say, first things first.
Sis? Robin, you okay. So, what is the story with this village?
Like Abby said, this is definitely Salem in 1692. All the villagers' stories line up. They're Puritans who originally hail from England. Most of them are farmers, fishers, and hunters, but there's also blacksmiths and cloth dryers.
Or dyers.
Not to mention the Reverend. They're all industrious colonists who wake up with the sun and spend their days hard at work. There are a number of warehouses at the wharf, along with boats headed for England and the West Indies. Huh? That doesn't line up with our history. Salem didn't get a major wharf until...
Did you say boats? As in sailors? Yeah?
Media? I mean, that certainly makes sense given that
This is a port town? Okay.
You kind of seemed like Lily for a moment there.
Surely it's not just Media Lily who came along instead of Media, right?
Don't you lump me in with that child? I guess there must have been an error in Sheba's observations. But still. I noticed other deviations from my history too. People still live their lives here just like they did in our own late 17th century. But they're not all the same people. There are lots of folks here who weren't on the list of Salem's original residents. I haven't yet managed to figure out what it is they have in common, though.
I see. Guess that means this isn't the Salem of our past.
No, it's its own thing.
For my part, I scoped out the local topography around sunrise. And while the distinctive topography and architecture is still all there, the rest seems kinda... off.
How so?
There's a bunch of stuff that doesn't line up with the historical files Chaldea gave us. Then, as we suspected, this village is actually a cunningly crafted fake. So whoever built this place is only using 17th century Salem as a cover, and have swapped out both the buildings and the citizens. Does this mean there's a major historical change on par with the singularity from the incineration of humanity taking place?
What about the people living in modern Salem? Methinks some of the people that are here are the people.
That's just it? There can't be more than 16, maybe 1,700 people.
Oh, no, never mind.
And I didn't see any place that could be used to keep the 50,000 people who disappeared.
50,000 people. I wonder where they could have gone. And that's not our only major problem. There's also the witch trials. In our own history, 1692 was the very year when the accusations started the witch trials began. This is a peaceful village. Or at least it looked that way on the surface. But I did also see farmers arguing pretty fiercely about who owned certain lands.
Oh, yeah, that was part of it too. Someone who died got accused because someone wanted the land. Or expand their own land into that person's land.
They looked like they were nursing some major frustrations underneath their pious exteriors. I don't blame the girls here for wanting to step out and let their hair down up for a bit. Like they did last night.
I took a peek at their grain stores. And it didn't look like they had much to spare. They must have had a string of poor crops. Seemed to me like they just barely made it through the winter. This house just happens to be on the more prosperous side. There aren't many homes here that could accommodate guests.
For that matter, what if the images we got from Sheba were falsified? I can't deny that's a possibility, but...
Huh?
My oh my. Are you already discussing your next performance?
Something like that.
I hope that means you slept well, honored guests. Oh, Tichuba, right? That's right. My name is Tichuba. I'm Mr. Carter's servant.
Not in that. I mean, she is a servant, but not in that way, Media. Not currently, at least, I think. Probably. Maybe.
A servant? Her?
Apologies for prying, Tichuba, but may I ask?
You wish to know where I'm from? I was born on the island of Barbados, in the Caribbean. A lot of people like me were. I may work for Mr. Carter now, but I used to work for Miss Abby's father. We were told that Miss Abigail's parents passed away. That's right. They were both killed by native people in the forest. Miss Abby was very sad about it for a long time. I felt terrible for her. I don't know what would have become of her if the uncle hadn't come along. Her uncle hadn't come along. She's doing much better these days. It's wonderful to see her smiling and happy again, but... now I hear she was nearly killed by wild beasts in the woods. She must have been frightened out of her mind. Killed by the natives. Native Americans.
Yeah, tensions were very bad. Very, very bad. If not outright hostile.
So this is why Geronimo said he'd be putting Master in unnecessary danger if he came along.
Most people would be pretty wary of outsiders after having their parents killed. But not her. She still seems real trusting.
Yes, she really is a very kind girl. She even goes out of her way to talk to servants like myself.
I hope you don't mind if we ask another question. Last night, there was another girl besides Abigail's friends who...
Oh, we should look at the time.
I'm so sorry, but I need to get back to work. Now, is that an actual, like, she actually does need to get back to work? Or did she see where that was going and was like, well, I'm leaving? Also, I think I read up on her. Didn't her artist, like, stop doing art or something? And so she, like, will never get any animation updates or costumes? That's her, right? Yeah, I was sad because, yeah, she was originally someone I was thinking about using the 4-star ticket on, but when I saw that, I was like, oh. Animation updates don't really need the OG artists. No, well, still, she won't get, like, costumes or any real story relevance. Apparently, artists returned very recently since it was the 10th anniversary art of her. She got a CE 3 months ago. Maybe? Oh, maybe she... Oh, it'd be nice if they came back. Like, full-time. Wasn't thinking about the C, that was John. Oh.
I'm so sorry. But I need to get back to work.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that Japan tends to have a thing of, like, they won't replace artists or voice actors, usually, for things. But, like, I guess since she already had, like a story chapter that she was in, and I guess they don't really need to include her in more stuff, but I don't know. Again, because I actually really like her design personally. Like I was thinking about using the ticket on her, but when I saw that she was pretty just as is and didn't have anything else, I was like, eh. I don't know. I still wouldn't complain if I pulled her, because she is general pool, right? I think. Or is she story limited? She might be story locked. Yeah.
I'm so sorry, but I need to get back to work. I hope you enjoy your stay. Thanks for the food.
Master, a word if you don't mind. What do you make of that servant? That she was suspiciously good looking?
You mean preternaturally beautiful?
No, I thought she was rather homely. In what way?
Is something wrong, Media? It's not safe to stay here.
This place is being subjected to something more powerful than we realize.
Really? I'd say this place brings back some nice memories. The wind whistling through the gaps in the walls, the sour smell of...
Oh shit. The head-splitting sound of church bells, the bland, pasty food, the boring British small talk.
Those hardly sound like pleasant memories. At any rate, don't forget that we have a duty to help those missing 50,000 people, Robin. Right, sorry, I almost forgot about
Frog legs here hopping along after us. What is your problem?
Would you care to say that again?
Yeah, don't start that again, you two. Tituba didn't do anything wrong. Why are you doing this? I think they came from outside.
That was Abby's voice. Guess the head of the house is back.
Oh no. I'm not gonna like what's gonna happen, am I?
Step aside, Abigail.
I'm the one who deserves to be punished, Uncle. Not her. Didn't you say that yourself? Miss Abby.
The other girls and their parents say otherwise. They say that Tituba taught you a heretical ritual, and that you all snuck out last night to attempt it. I had them promise to keep quiet about it, so that rumors don't spread around the village. What in the world were you doing in the forest in the middle of the night, Abigail?
Is something wrong, Mr. Carter?
Miss Ritsuka, I'm afraid my niece was doing something even worse than I believed last night. Unfortunately, I can no longer permit her to attend your production.
What? But that's not fair.
Oh, come on, we were all kids once, right?
This is no mere mischief to be simply excused. It is fortunate that you were there to ensure no one was hurt. But Ichiba must be punished, and harshly, for filling the children's heads with this nonsense. She will no longer be permitted to be in their company.
Punished? No, Uncle, please. She only told me because I begged her to. Please, Uncle, punish me instead. I'll take whatever punishment you see fit. Even lashes, so please.
It's okay, Miss Abby. I'll be alright.
If I may, Mr. Carter. I understand how frustrating it must be to have a young girl under your charge running off at night. You must have been worried sick about Abby to have come so deep into the woods searching for her. That said, I know that wild beasts sometimes go after livestock, but I thought that they usually stayed away from people these days.
That's true. But it's not just beasts we need to worry about. The nearby forest is very dangerous. Some even say that this land is cursed, that God himself has forsaken our village. Abigail.
Abigail! She just ran off.
Mr. Carter.
Leave her be. As for you, Tichiba, you're no longer to talk about your hometown, no matter how much the other girls beg you. Is that clear?
Yes, Mr. Carter. I promise I won't do it again. I'm so sorry about this.
Okay. That I was afraid they would go further and the lashes Abby asked for in her place would have... Okay, I'm glad they didn't do that.
What should we do, Senpai?
Or at least, not on screen, because it is... We need to look for clues about the demon god.
I couldn't agree more. Something's definitely happening here.
I see. So split up into teams and investigate the village further. Understood.
Our goal is to find someone trustworthy. Alright, Nezza, what do you say? We go check out the ocean?
Detection ability. Full power. I'll stay in Mr. Carter's house, Master.
It'd be dangerous to go around dressed like this anyway. Probably.
And there's something nagging at me about Ichiba. I'll keep an eye on Mr. Carter too while I'm at it.
Got it. Yeah, you do that. Oh no. You're right, there is gonna be a lot of talking, huh? Oh my god. Like back to back, no battles. I'm thinking about stopping here. This chapter's like 40-ish arrows, only 10 sections total, epilogues included. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm gonna stop here. The opening, the prologue was very, very long. I'm still putting money on the fact that Media's actually Holmes, because we don't have anyone else who's like a master of disguise. Again, it could be Media Lily, I guess. Or it could be the shadowy guy we saw who went like heh 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 heh. Could be that guy too. That would make sense, but I don't know. I'm putting my money on Holmes. With how seemingly forthcoming this Media has been, I don't think it's I don't think it's someone who has bad intentions. At least so far. That could change. They could be acting in such a way to not raise suspicion, and then to backstab us later on as they do their evil machinations. But I don't know. Well, we'll have to wait and see, I guess, but yeah, next time, hopefully, we'll finish this section. The only reason I didn't is, again, the opening, the prologue was absurdly long. Like, over an hour of just yapping. Like, God, please. Like, I feel like 20% of what was said could have been cut out of the opening. At least that's what it felt like. I felt like they were reiterating some things a few times. And I don't know, man. But yeah, anyway, that's gonna do it. Thanks for watching, and yeah, I'll catch you probably tomorrow. So yeah, I don't have anything going on tomorrow. So yeah, tomorrow. So yeah, peace.